Hey guys, and welcome back to another Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney live stream. Sorry about the late start. Everything was going wrong. Hopefully there's no issues. But yeah, last time we just investigated. I think it was a solid 2 hours of just investigating. And my god, it was a pain in the ass. I can't actually remember what happened in the end. Yeah, a lot of just exploring, interviewing people, missing very obvious things, forgetting what we were doing, and then being in a constant loop. But yeah, I think today we should be starting the trial, hopefully, if everything's going alright. So yeah, I mean, again, it was only exploring last time, so I think we can just get straight into it. Just load up the world. Let's load up the game. February 24th, 9:41 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. And they only said 4 somehow. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they don't hold you for too long for questioning. They didn't hold you for too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how did it go? It is Mr. Wright suspects. The police were clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind these simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me. Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found traces of evidence of a certain person in the police department evidence room. Officer Marshall. It belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. Ooh. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. I mean, she's kind of cold. I'm sure she's nice, but I don't care. February 24th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 9. 9! Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... Interesting. I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain in both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Miss Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. And that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? I mean, kind of. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh, Meekins. Let's go. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Ooh, it's getting serious. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. Mike Meekins? Is there a pun there? Never really thought about it. Mike Meekins? No, I don't see it. My occupation is That would be murder, sir. Phoenix is like, oh, that's literally the only thing you didn't have to say. You're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to... Sir, I'm what you call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adult can't possibly comprehend. Please, Miss Redruff, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir? Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for his lack of enthusiasm. Yeah, we can. Please stop. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out, until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto to others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins motto that's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness? Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Okay. So, I mean, let's just go for it. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. Oh, my eyeball. Ow. Owie. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger that's a job. You know what, if Paloma was here, that would be Paloma's job. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by Chief of Detectives, sir. Oh god, please, no. I was assured it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the awards ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got here? There. I spotted a suspicious man in the security room. I didn't know what I was trained to do, so I got attacked for my life, and then I did it. Let's try that one. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I never do a lot of the time, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. That man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched the knife from him. You took his knife? I spun around and gave him and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Oh dear. See, he must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood, and the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. I passed out. Let's try this one anyway. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. That's what he was telling us yesterday. Well, we need to try and skim some more details from him. For starters, what was an officer from the General Affairs Department doing in the first place? We already knew that. Right, let's press him for all he's worth. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! It's the one right there! Could you please read us the number? He's gonna be that middle one, yeah. Yes, sir! It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. The number 4989596 is shown being used twice. Oh. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time was when I relocated the blue badge to the evidence room. And the second time was when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir, that's when the man spotted me, when I spotted the man on the security screen. Interesting. What does that tell us? The 777 guy's probably the murderer. I don't know. I was only doing what I was trained to do. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he was as surprised as I was. You weren't exactly the kind of business someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got a gash on my hand. Okay. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hands wouldn't be... When I saw blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regards to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered this to me this morning. The chief? The chief? Delivered it? What is this? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there were such tapes. I was told it had been mistakenly raised. That's quite a mistake. Oh, bear with, let me message someone. Oh, hi Paloma, how's it going? Sorry, just messaging someone. You've caught me at a bad time, but I can catch you up as soon as I message them. I'm doing good, thanks Paloma. Obviously another very late stream, but I mean, yeah, just been gaming today. Played a few Valorant games, played Minecraft, chilled, did some coding, helped a friend code. That was something. Let me go over the case quickly. So far, all we've learned is that Officer Meekins basically attacked the person that we're assuming is Goodman in like self-defense, and he was in charge of looking after the Blue Badger. So, Officer Meekins is basically you, Paloma, because his sole goal of the day was looking after the Blue Badger, make sure he wasn't destroyed. I'm stressed again. Oh, well, hopefully this stresses you out less. But if you want to talk about it, feel free to, Paloma. What's up? If not, carry on and just enjoy the stream. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's true. Actually, you can get through it. And I mean, I don't know if what it's like in your country, but I mean, we have a bank holiday on Monday as well, so we get an extra day off. I just do what I'm told, sir. That's the only thing I'm good at. Really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is good as ever. Oh, wait, sorry, yeah. I forgot this main detail. Officer Meekins has a tape from Gant, and we're gonna watch it now, I think? Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of the real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Oh dear, this is worrying. Oh god, no, no! Go away! No, oh, I can't do this, I know. He's so scary. Oh? So that's Goodman. Oh, how convenient, it covers his face. Well, something fell on the ground. That was so convenient that this stupid arm just locked in place. Oh! Oh dear. Oh! Oh my god. Okay, Meekins, fuck him up. Oh yeah, fuck him up. Well, we know Officer Meekins obviously got knocked out, yeah. Okay, well, clearly something fell out when he got opened the locker. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Okay, and now this cloth's revealed. So in that time, something dropped on the floor and that cloth got revealed. That's cool. I don't have classes on Monday, so it's extra. Oh, nice. That's cool. So you get a 3-day weekend every week. That's so cool. Yeah, see, honestly, this is what I mean. The blue badger is creepy, especially with that. And how convenient that that arm just covered the detective's face, so we don't know if it's actually Detective Goodman or not. Edgeworth is... He's so done. He's like, what is this shit that you have shown me? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? Honestly, that's actually creepy. I didn't like that at all. What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? See, Paloma, you're gonna have to pick between the Blue Badger and Edgeworth now. Which one do you like? I think I know your answer. But Edgeworth doesn't like the Blue Badger, so do you like the Blue Badger now? Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security tape. Okay, nice. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in this evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright to review, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. What's this all about, such evidence? It's useful, but it just leaves more questions. Honestly, yeah, it was a... Officer... No, what's his name? Damon Gant just gave us gave Meekins the tape while he was in the cell. He just revealed it. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that other person was Detective Goodman, sir. You don't know what he looks like. What do you mean? I mean, he opened the locker, which requires Detective Goodman... Oh, actually, yeah, fair. Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. Yeah, so it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with fingerprint activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. You separate art from artists the other way around. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess you can love both. So can we inspect this video? Okay, we can. Oh god. Is there not a fast forward option? Okay, we'll watch it again, just because. So, the main things that I can see at the moment are the fact that there's no cloth here, but at the end there is a cloth. I don't think anything with the blue badge changes. Something falls out of the locker. Oh, the glove. How would you not notice the glove drop, though? Officer Meekins comes in. The cloth's not there. He attacks Meekins, but it doesn't look like he swings at him. It looks like Goodman just swings the knife. It's not. It's more dramatic now. Okay, cloth's still not there. It's actually less creepy with this music, somehow. Okay, Meekins passed out, and now the cloth's here. Okay. His face can't be... Oh, I don't know why I'm doing that. Well, I mean, that's just a statement. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with the knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe it would be classified as the latter. The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, weren't you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see? Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. True. There was blood on the jacket. To be fair, if there's blood on his jacket, it makes sense, because Goodman did say he grabbed him. Yeah, so that would make sense why it was on Goodman's jacket. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. But there's no question the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. Isn't this going to give us the same stuff? But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. Well, can we not just show him a picture of Goodman and be like, was this the man? And it could be that Kiki Palmer meme where it's like, I do not know this man. Apologies to this man, but if I saw him on the street, I would not know who he is. Like that thing. Like, surely if we just showed him a picture, he would know. That is, if you must label people as not being seen or having seen or seen it. Since his face cannot be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Whoa. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stats as disturbing or... Meekins. Ugh. Having been shown a questionable video of best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished the knife at you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us, why are you so positive it was him? And the knife he had had the point... Yeah, oh good. Oh, well the thing is, so... I think what you mean is this knife, right? Of the switchblade knife that was in the locker. That's true. But he could have also used this edgeworth knife. Depending on the timing of the kill, we're not actually sure. But I think you're right. There was definitely a knife. The glove is the thing that fell out. That's fine. This could be the knife. And it would make sense. Actually, no, you're right. This is it's probably that knife because it's the SL9 locker, which is where the glove was from. The SL9 thing. So it makes sense that this was also SL9. I get what you mean. We open the locker, which requires... yeah. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I tried all kinds of methods in the past. You're not supposed to admit to that. They only they only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. Yeah, exactly. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to the registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir! And this too! Lucky open, present out, yeah. How do you know that information? I've heard rumours, sir, from the people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They kept me informed. They also listed my romantic troubles. Oh. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So, the victim opened the lock with his own fingerprint. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. It's probably this. This is a very alarming statement. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hands that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hands that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My inside state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage does not lie. The footage don't lie. Did our corpse have a jack on? I think so. I think the one in the car had a jack on, yeah. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check out the corpse. Oh, do I really have to go through it again? Is there a problem with the security video? Yes, there is. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? The video contains such a contradiction. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Redruff? I propose that we have the defense point out to us the alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out the problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up for you to fast forward if you want to pause it, thank God. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play the music, play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Honestly, though. Then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where in this contradiction that indicates the man may not have been Detective Goodman? I think it might be when the glove falls. Yes. Okay. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, this? Oh, it's not. Hold on a second. I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it. Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine? Don't look at me with those blurry eyes. Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again. Now what do I do? The video again. Okay, well, let's try this again. Just remember one thing, Mr. Wright. Every time you point your fingers, someone gets hurt. Say one more pointing. Yeah. Okay, so we don't get penalized for that. Okay, that's fine. So it's not that. So now we're gonna go to the locker with the cloth in it. Like the arm literally gets stuck there. How convenient, that whole time. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be this. Oh no, that's also wrong. So we're missing. We've got two. They're the two alarming things. We're missing something. Okay. So we need evidence to prove that this is might not be Detective Goodman. I don't understand how. Is it just... Is it just actually as he opens it? Nope. You know what? Return to cross-examination. It seems I've taken the wrong approach. But yeah. That's fine. Okay. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No search. Oh wait, no, we've done that. We've actually inspected all of these, right? Oh, this is gonna be the same stuff. Okay, clearly it's this. It is this. There's one particular thing that seems rather strange. The contrary is possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. Okay. We're just gonna carry on with this. At least we don't get penalized for this, because that'd be screwed. This is actually torture, the fact that I have to keep going through this video over and over again. Proof that this isn't Goodman. Only the owner of the locker can open it, therefore the owner on the lock on the left was in the room at the time. See, here's the thing, I get that, but also it came with an error when we when we presented that though, right? Proof that it was Goodman. We're just gonna present this then. I'm sure we presented this though. Yeah. Okay, that didn't work. I like how he says every time you point something out, someone gets hit, but like, we've done it so many times now. Where is it? I'm losing my mind. Ugh. Yeah, we've played it too many times at this point, Meekins, it doesn't matter. Wait, Tab, can I present stuff? Evidence that it might have been a different person. I was so confused. And so that's where all the blood is. That's fine, we don't need that. Can we inspect this glove again? Hey. Texas. Oh! Oh! Wait, it's because the light's already on. No, it's not. Wait, the light is already on though, right? Right, wait, let me do this again. It's alright. Okay, let me get back to it. Okay, so all these lockers are off, right? Oh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons now. But this one's already on. Oh, you actual moron. I have to literally... I'm mad at myself. Yep. We had to actually hover over it. Oh my god. I thought it was just... You have to... That's annoying now. Granted, I mean, we did just work out, so either way, we were still wrong. Because I was just pointing in the middle of the screen, but now we know. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand, the locker apparatus works like this. There we go. That took a while. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released. Also, this picture of the person in Detective Gumshoe's locker, are they going to come into something? Oh, I feel big-brained about working that out right then, but also so small-brained that it took that long. Do you know what I mean? Oh well, at least we got it. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something's seriously wrong with this picture. Hi, dude. Blue Badger Bish. Do we really have to keep watching it? Did we need to pan this again? And I really have to watch the whole thing again. I can't wait till it comes to showing the bloody cloth and I'm gonna have to watch the whole tape again. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the door, locker. Let's rewind a little earlier. Oh my god, no! Speed it up! Game! Oh, big yawn in the middle of them. Here, notice the light. What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Okay, that makes sense. That actually makes sense, you know. Order? Order? What is the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. The locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Well, yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Oh, okay. Okay, this is gonna be the glove falling now, right? Because the glove is gonna be the thing that was blocking it. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Really? Prime evidence. WAP, slow and reverbed? Oh my god, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. There's hoes in this house. Certified freak. 7 days a week. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I have to fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door, sir. You can't be sure the item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? God, do we have to really keep rewatching the same clip? So close. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 or 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, but it would also have to block electric currents. It would need to be an insulator. It's a rubber glove. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene. There just might have been something that fits the description. But, sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out, yeah. It's the glove. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Where's the glove? There we are. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. Oh, now you're interested, Edgeworth. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lamp lit attests to it. On the day of the crime, even I could open the locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so! I love that animation where he's like choking himself out because of the bloody handcuffs. Order, order, order! So, are we to believe that the victim, whom is the victim, the witness stabbed in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Redruth? The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility, and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? So inspiring, such a motivational, exclusive video. Honestly, yeah, it do be like that. Imagine this Blue Badger footage with WAP slow reverbed, with the judge singing it though. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. I love that animation. Right, okay, don't quote me on that. Stop that. An ID record, I see. I have the ID record right here, Your Honor. We still don't know who the first one is. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. What do you think about what you say? That's the problem playing with I don't, because I'm just talking. I talk too much when I stream. Just in general. And there's one other thing that proves it, then. One must have the ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of the ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping out and open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 or 3 times my tie gets stuck when I got my car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID that gets stuck. Oh god. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. Anyway, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Please proceed with your testimony. Let's have the crime detective use his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if you had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is it's far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Wait, it's easy? What if it appears? Let's do this. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness is referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. He's like, and? So it is, Your Honor. I just realised Meekins like leans to the side. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong colour, kid. I was gonna say. It would seem. The inquiry committee will want to speak to you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. First, let's continue with the cross-examination. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him. What about us, Emma? What about us? Yeah, okay. It was just the fact that the card was in the prosecutor's office. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report. It's only half completed. But it should have, it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the murder. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. You know what? That would make sense, actually. Wait, let me... Because on the missing item report, he's scribbling out the number because maybe he just didn't remember his number. It looks like he's writing a 4, then put a 9, and then gave up. Right? Because his ID badge is what? Oh, it's an 8, so it's not even... never mind. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Yeah, I don't know. It makes sense that that's why it's scribbled out a bit. Order. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are 2 grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room that was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What is he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive to a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instance of murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content at putting your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Right, here's the problem. I think what we're getting out of this is, if there's no murder in the evidence room, that he wasn't murdered. That means Meekins is safe, but that still means Lana's a killer. Because that means he was murdered at the prosecutor's office. I think that's where he's going with here. This isn't gonna end well. Yeah. Well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gotten to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. Yeah. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. There we go. Yeah, I knew it was a trap. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness? Observed by the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah. I mean, but to be fair, all we would be doing is proving an innocent man right, guilty. Even though we know he wasn't guilty. I knew that testimony was too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. Ooh, Edgeworth, you sneaky. The activity in the evidence room still leaves me with many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Well, that's Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object. Sure. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? The cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Really? However, I cannot say it's that is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Bear with. However, this cannot be said. It cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Yeah, we're going to try specifically large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further explanation into the truth of this matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If the court was to examine this further, other witnesses would be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considers the incident of the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Oh, this is where we're going to call Marshall in. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Let's go. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth being the behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name, or deciding whether or not to comply. Very well, then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would like have testified, what is his or her name? Take that! Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel like we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he is responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Subpoenaed? Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during the time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Okay, that wasn't too painful. February 24th, 11:52 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking his protection. Right, go then. We don't need you. How could you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? You smell, Lana. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pal. You've ruined the moment. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Hi, Gumshoe. You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all the way around while on duty. And stop it off all you come here. I've seen happy people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey. Hey, hey. 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 I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, what have you bought? Have you bought what I asked? Oh. Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho 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 ho. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making a request. My name? Never in a million years, I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the Chief Prosecutor, were a witness in the case. This guy was a witness? Okay. SL9 instance. Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. So Joe Dark's probably the serial killer, right? Let's arrest the hell out of that knockoff cowboy. Poor Gumshoe. I want to pat his head and tell him he's a good boy. Honestly, Gumshoe deserves the world. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh what? Now that I've bought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name on here? What? My name's in here? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dark killings. But, Joe Dark... No, Lana. That's over with, no! Oh. Emma, wait, she ran away. Okay, so she's clearly involved. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be someone. Me. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't just be a coincidence. Knowing you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Ooh, yikes. Interesting. Oh, to be continued. We could... The thing is, we've only just hit an hour. I could leave it here, or I could be irresponsible and stay up an extra hour. So with that being said, I'm going to carry on playing the game. But hey, while you're here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, you know? Midway break. I'm trying my best. I'm staying up till 2 o'clock. I've pretty much done it every day. For some reason. No one's forced me to. I've just done it. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3? 9. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. No worries, Paloma. See you in a bit. I didn't come back. I'll fill you. Let me know when you're back, and I'll recap you on what happens from here. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding evidence, of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Oh God. You country-loving, stupid, idiot-loving, hillbilly cowboy. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. That's my name. If you listen hard enough, you can hear the wind howling, howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, oh wait, oh, he was saying, oh, if you listen closely, the howling wind will tell you the name, but then Edgeworth goes, his name's Jake Marshall. Okay, that's funny. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You're in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is that correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sand. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best if we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. Plain old English. He's not going to do that, you know that. Day of the crime. Our job is to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. They said I was supposed to meet around 3 times a day, but then my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. We left to go drinking. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beer, but you don't see me complain. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras on the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowboy like you knows about those. Well, yes. What about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence locker? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickey are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Death crime! My job is to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even Tim Dare's in there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recordings. You interred them? Videos are nothing all that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tapes. If nothing unusual is recorded, the tapes are erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase the tape, it'd feel like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy's a flair for the dramatics, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. Let's go for that. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperado I know joins the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime. Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in that evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. You know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been equipped in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Doing the bare minimum. As the room is protected by 2 security systems. Anyway, if I remember, I was at the street side saloon. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel Steak lunches can be a parlor's Vongol sepia pasta. So you mean to tell us, you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Now all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope you have at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, Did you not want to raise this year? I'm just an innocent traveling man, so... Out of ammo, Mr. Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me on this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting out to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness does not appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anybody. Everybody knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. You have the trump card up my sleeve, so best keep cool. If I use it though, I better up the ante. First give way, present, and then the handprint. Okay, there we go. Officer Marshall, doesn't this strike you as odd? That is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm a caretaker of that crib. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. Once a month? It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. Oh, but everyone was cleaning. You see? Your fingerprints were covered in blood. Oh, never mind, I lied. I thought everyone was cleaning as well. Witness? What is the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the scene of the crime. The blood was wiped away, however. The luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulder. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the bloodstained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Out of the scene of the crime. Okay, get them bloody fingerprints out of the way. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be the same place the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. That's not how it worked. The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Okay, fingerprints. Let's go! This is stupid. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Well man, it's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened... Okay, no. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could just argue the opposite. The chances of that not that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Let's stay clear. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder. Right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see why homonyms have to do with this. Didn't you know murderers wearing gloves? How do you know that? Sorry. How do you know? Yeah. I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene. They're left by the murderer. That's right. I was found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we try that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves Happen to place their hand on top of Mr. Marshall's fingerprint. No. That's the only logical conclusion. Can't let him squirm his way out of this one. We might find something. Something decisive to tie off Mr. Marshall's crime. Well, first of all, we're gonna save. I want to present a floor plan. No. Bloodstain and fingerprints are completely unrelated. This ain't good. This ain't good. You know, the murderer's wearing gloves. Maybe I present the video? No. Let's read this actually. Incident number 9, SL9 closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark, crime serial killer, sentenced to death. Victims: Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. So someone related to Jake Marshall. Trial date, head prosecutor. Oh, hi Plumber, welcome back. So guess what? We're reading the Joe Dark killing files. Oh, we've also failed 3 times, so we saved anyway, but we're just going through evidence. Look what we found here. Incident number SL9, closed, perpetrator Joe Dark. And there's a list of victims. One of them's Neil Marshall. So, that makes sense way off. Well, Jake Marshall is probably so invested in this SL9. Actually, wait a minute. Can this be it? It won't be this one. The bloodstain and fingerprints are completely unrelated. Can I present that? No, okay. Anyway, yeah, so what we figured out is that he had a special role in SL9. Oh, I've got to find something let's tie off some Arsenal to the crime. I have no idea. Potentially his brother, but someone called Neil. We're gonna load the game back up, by the way. One of them just have to be played. It's such a stupid argument that it's going to be on top of your fingerprint. Piss off. Oh, I'm confused about this. How do you know that? If you allow me to do my job, what's since the report the left by the murderer? So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hands up. Unrelated. Oh wait, we read this one. Like, hear me out. Is it the blue badge has fingerprints on it? Can we not just examine that? It's not that. Okay, great. Well. Oh dear. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be on them. It can't be any of these anywhere. I feel like it's this statement, but oh wait, I've just done it again. It's this one or the next one? Can I just submit that? No, it's not that. No, we're so lost. I don't know what this trial has been pain. Can we load up? Actually, you know what? We probably actually don't need it. I was gonna say, we might as well kill our lives first. He was definitely wearing gloves, right? Oh, we can't even rewind, fast forward this one. God damn it. I don't understand what's the point of examining that. I'm not gonna lie. You know, he was wearing gloves. Haha. Pain. There's them. Did we just present this? Did the murderer touch my... Okay, no. Well, let's load back in. Okay. I really don't know, honestly. It's gonna... I don't know. Wait, what? That's because you. How did you put He respects your month. Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? So do you mean? I mean what I said. Okay, so at least that's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. And all that's in there now is just a heaps of broken dreams. I see. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker program. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Great, okay. Are you starting to get a pitch, partner? Why did we not get this one beforehand? I swear we inspected all of the statements. Picture? This sealed blood is the desert. Just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't see over. Okay, now. Okay, yeah. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Now we present the video. Nope. Yeah, that's what I mean, because now we know that's his locker, so that's fine. I just don't know where the hell we got that statement, because we just inspected. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. No, don't show us again. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't showing. If someone is familiar with the camera positions, they could leave the room without being quarantined. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, can you please show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present? Please do so now. Here we go. Now we show the cloth. Very well. I just burped on the mic. I'm so sorry. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us the incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer J. Marshall. Let's go! I'm still annoyed by this stupid film. I swear he inspected all the statements and he just randomly added that last bit. I don't know. No, burping down the mic is noise. No. Are you sick? I didn't press pause in time. Okay, well now I just moaned that. I'm so sorry. I've now moaned down the mic and burped down the mic. I've yawned down the mic. Wow, it really is an ASMR stream. There we go. Bring our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Miss Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tenders. Which is somewhat what you have to say in 8 words or less. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. Hashtag blessed. Oh god, no. Let's not do that. We're not doing ASMR. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Yes, all we had to do was get him to connect that was his locker. That locker with the white cloth sticking out, that was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Can we rewind it a bit quicker? Hi, Meekins. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What is the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appears. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the scene of the crime, at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order? Order? It would seem that's the only... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. She's taking it. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Well, no, it was because it's your fingerprint. But we need to hide something, so we opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault you happened to choose mine. Even the judge didn't buy that one. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't know you need fingerprints. Sorry, yeah. Well, I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You can say I opened that locker, now prove it. There we go. Ah. Fingerprint sensor. He said he's not good with machines, so he doesn't even know that there's a fingerprint sensor. So he's not actually lying, he just doesn't know that that's a thing. We talked about this earlier today. The locker can only be... Ow. The locker can only be opened by the detective they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. Even some people on the force that don't know anything about these fingerprint locks. Yep, I knew it. I knew that would come up. Now everyone knows. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? What's he biting? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No, that was like 9 words. Is he gonna break down? Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. I was cosplaying as Detective Goodman. It's probably Jake, yeah. Ole, please answer the question. What's it? Was he now a bullfighter? Yeah, why did he just randomly go Ole? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from now. We can. Have a look at the floor plan. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yeah, Officer Meekins didn't seem Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? He was the killer. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Your chamber's empty, partner. Better reload. What? Now they're ganging up on me. Perhaps you should think a little more where Officer Marshall was. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. That means there's only one place he could have been. Well then, let's hear it. Wait, he's the killer though? Where was Officer Marshall at the time? Oh, because Goodman's technically the killer, no, the victim. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. That's stupid. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out to you, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes? And how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me! Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. Then, the answer is simple, he couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he had showed this, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realised the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We've got terms for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. Why are you still denying it? We've caught you, boy. You don't have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. He said the same thing. Bear with. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence providing beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Yeah, I hope you're doing your finger wag at the same time, Paloma. Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience is finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you when someone told me out when I was just I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. Yeah, it's true. Well, I could have just gone silent for 20 seconds and it would have been fine. Me, that would have been what Mia used to tell me. Oh, stop flashing. Okay, you know what? This isn't as bad because it's not. She's not ominously flashing in front of us. I wish Mia lasted a bit longer. She seemed cool. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. This is not the complete opposite of return to the basics. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in the disguise. Rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yeah, he did, despite the chance of it being discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that this white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, the video is my only shot. Okay, bear with, just gonna go to the toilet. Hello, I'm back. Oh, ... Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker and to put the white cloth away. Let me save. Okay, let's read this message. He saw Meekins all sleepy and did his thing quickly to disturb him, so consider it, obviously. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. It's not out. There we go. It's the blood. Right? I'm glad you noticed that, Clever, because... I wouldn't have noticed that for a good while. I would have been stuck here. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know what to what end yet. Yet? However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID badge, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. The bloody white coat? The bloody white coat? You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. I'm not testing you, I'm just an idiot. Oh, actually, a question though. Plumber, just for reference, what time is it actually there for you where you live? Just because, obviously, well, now that I've got a 3-day weekend coming up, I'm going to try and stream a bit earlier. And also, moving forward, I do want to do earlier streams, so I'm not streaming at 2 o'clock in the morning, because at the moment it's 2:15. I just want to know. Because I mean, obviously, I enjoy having you as a viewer, Plumber, because you're here most of the time. And I just want to make sure that it's at a reasonable time, so you're not, like, having to watch this stream either... Well, it'd be early for you, really, but, I mean, obviously don't want to do it too early to the point where you'll miss the streams. Yeah, 10:50. Oh, that's not too bad. 4 hours behind? So if I was realistically specific... If I was to stream around 10 PM at my time, then yeah, you'll be around 4. Okay, 6. That's fine. Okay, good to know. Not bad, partner. Okay, well that's good. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent as you were today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it. Alright, it seems the time's come. Marshall's confession. Okay, interesting. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. He's talking about SL9 and the fact that it's closing. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I plan to take the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas I wouldn't get caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. There we go. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of large quantities of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meeks managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Maybe I don't know. No, that can't be right. I had to do it that day, I just couldn't stand by and let him die. Okay, I know it's about SL9. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask partner? SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going to be completely ended at the transfer that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. It's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only the case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anybody says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day, my last chance. That's why. Okay, we know why because we read the documentation, but it's because we're assuming brother, right? Paloma, that's what you said. I'm proud of you for this. Thank you, Paloma. I'm going to try and be more reasonable. The problem is, right, so on a normal day, I have work till 5 PM. On a good day, I'll then go to the gym. By the time I get home, it's like 7 PM. Then I need to eat, it's already 8 PM. And then my friends want to game. And then I'm weak, so I just game with my friends. I just need to tell them no. I stole the ID card just to get my plans to take the evidence out. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfers, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security cameras. And the detective's ID card? Oh, and the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. That really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item form. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprint. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open the lock yourself. But he could because of the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. So he got very lucky, actually, yeah. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas would be on camera. There wasn't. The blood found at the scene certainly indicates the crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim showed in the tapes me. I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Miss Redruth? Where's the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Is that the evidence we have? Detective Goodman's locker was already empty? Someone else stole the evidence. I had a feeling we would wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related to the case in some way. I better take another look at the files. Yes, thank you. I had to do that. Right, yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. It's this thing, right? Is it just present that? No, okay, it's not. We're gonna save again. I'm scared. We're just gonna keep presenting it. Nope, don't work. Oh, I'm an idiot. I knocked him out, I managed to escape and knew which areas were caught. So you did do your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think I'd make a difference though. Security tipsters are raised every 6 hours. If all had gone to plan, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied Yuko in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when it came out, the jig would have been up. I opened the locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing at the time? He was knocked out. What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day. No. Wasn't expecting Meekins so long to mind. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only plan on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins, the certainly is a one in a million type person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder is demanding to show his ID. I'll have to look a little more into his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked out Miss Officer Meekins and... Escape, there's no evidence. Did we inspect this? The blood found at the scene certainly indicates crime took place. Why are you blind? Actually, no I didn't. Why not? Okay, that's fine. I don't know. Why didn't you disguise yourself as that? Come on, that's fine. Marshal, sir, can we please use the luminol on your knife? Please, sir. It's gonna be the fact that he can't. We have to present the evidence of the fact. Right. I want to inspect everything, but also, you know what I should do? I should reread it because I bet. Okay, that's not what I meant to do, game. Just keep inspecting. We've read. I'm sure we've read all of this. When in doubt, we just re-inspect everything. Oh, wait, what? Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? The music stopped. Far away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not as salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Okay, here we go. Like I said, this isn't your case, this one is mine. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget about that's like, you know why. Let's save. I don't trust it. Honestly, I blame this case for being so complex. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored. That was the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved a sentence. I remember that Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend them to complain how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with the incident? We know why. Maybe I should present him what I think the real reason is. I have a feeling we wanted to see all that. Yeah, sure. Present. I want to read it beforehand. So victims is what we need. Thank God. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I hope we do. I think I know why you care so much about S9. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the S9 incident files here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. Aw. I do feel bad for him. In the list of murder victims. Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah. I'm sure you've heard that name. 2 years ago. Aww. Oh! The shield! The shield! You received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. Yep. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Neil Marshall kinda looking fine though. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. And then he was murdered, I'm assuming. That's right, he was killed. And that case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. Neil Marshall kinda looking fine though. Damn. Poor guy. Poor guy. He was investigating the murders with Dave and Gann, the then Deputy Chief of Police. A group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute Kill. Oh my God, he's creepy. This Von Kahn. Joe Dark. My brother thought Darkham was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That's all we needed. Aww. So his brother died, but that's how they caught him. I took my hat off too. I don't have a hat, but I'm taking it off. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it. That's your reason for your insane actions. There's more to my brother's death than what the record says. No matter how much you try and hide it, you can't fool me. His hat was on his chest. It teleported back onto his head. Yikes. Paying respect for my dead brother and look, wait. I hope that's... Okay, if it's a joke, fair enough. If it's real, then paying respects too. Respectfully. Rip, chat. Rip. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day of SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes. This Mr. I was gonna say, I was like, Paloma, if that's true, I'm so sorry. It's like, as I continue to voice all these funny voices, like, oh, my brother died. Oh, you got killed by Joe Dark. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze me. At exactly the same time, at the exact same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. So it's not a double murder, it's a fake murder. Chance? It's got to be more than that. So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's parking lot is the real one. Which, in turn, means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident in the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, this boy's got to draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries of the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. A sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely uncontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Ah! I rest my case. It seems the trial has reached its conclusion. There is no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving this alleged murder at the police department. Yet we did all the work. There's no doubt what I proved yesterday is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really was fake. But I didn't realise that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, it's time for the verdict to arrive. The court finds this defendant. Yeah. Oh. Hi Emma. Welcome back, bestie. Your Honor, wait. Emma? The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright. Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Aw. Edgeworth, how sweet of you. Marshall, you're going to jail anyway, because honestly, yeah, Marshall's going to jail no matter what. He literally attacked a policeman, stole evidence, and then nearly attempted murder. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident was referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names on both Sky's sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day? So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on the Detective Gumshoe's locker? No fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured out, I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not as much scientific investigator as I thought. She's literally Maya. It's like Maya like, oh, I'll just channel my sister. Oh wait, no I won't. Is that all? Look, I made a graph. A graph? Where and of what? Is it in the Discord? I haven't got Discord open, so if it's in the Discord, I'm sorry. Okay, it's not. Okay, that's all good. Ooh. I just wanted to Discord. It says the activity feed. One of my friends is listening to Karma by Taylor Swift. We love that. Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. Oh, I thought you actually meant you made a graph. I was like, what? If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Oh, I get you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regards to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plan, the handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with this blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. You don't have all day? Yes, Your Honor. If ever I need to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with this handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I object, sure. The handprint left on this crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems to be clear is your grasp it, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at this floor plan. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something's missing. So? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Oh, is it the bloody blue badger? Oh my god. Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. All the evidence here. Right. I'm going to save here. I think it's the blue badger having a handprint on it, right? Right? With all the evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing from the floor plan? I want to say the blue badger. Because of the handprint, right? What's the handprint on the locker? What type of hand is it? Oh, it doesn't say. I think it's the blue badger, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. What about the piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force. Defendant of truth, guardian of proof. Defendant of truth, guardian of proof, did that just say? That's great. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. I knew the handprint had to be involved somehow, but now it makes sense. Please look at the floor plan of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So what happens when we put him in? This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? He's blocking where the blood handprint would be. That's right. So long as the blue badger was dancing here, it'd be impossible to take the to place the handprint at the spot in the locker. What? Why is he weird out like that? So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found at the locker. Don't look at me, I didn't pull it there. Mr. Wright, think about it, think through it scientifically. Emma? On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? As he put it down, it would have been impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean the blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in? Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. That would make sense why there's a big puddle of blood. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by a security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Honestly, the poncho action is like when the, you know the Marilyn Monroe thing where she goes over the sewer grate and it like blows up? It's like that. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman, where he was really mid. Oh! So he wasn't even mid. Oh my god. What the hell? That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. Right. The reason why I understand kind of where this is going with is because there was barely any blood in the parking lot, but there's loads of blood in the security room. That's the only way I can see where this is going. However, that does not explain the blood mark found in the locker. Surely Meekins would have seen the blood print now. So then, assuming the murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence to prove it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As I just said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows that the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present this evidence? Yeah, definitely. Let me just save here and, yeah. What shows that the first crime took place here? Is it this? This is the proof. It's quite simple, you see. If it's so simple, then don't get it wrong. Oh. Oops. Wasn't that? Just the first crime took place. Where's the... No. Wow, we got it wrong twice. Well, to be fair, he works with the security camera, so he should know the timing, I'd like to think, but yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised he got, like, no sus that whole time. Like, he knew where to hide and all that shite. No. We've guessed 3 pieces of evidence, I got it wrong. Oh, it might be the jar. No, it's not. He could have gone, literally, the only way he didn't get away with it is because he didn't realise there was fingerprint scanner. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. Oh, an ID card. Oh. The ID card record. Yes, someone still came in for... Officer Meekins brought the blue badge panel into the evidence room at... Let's see here. 4:50. If the crime took place just before the crime, then it would be 4:40. Ah. Ah. Miles Edgeworth. Just what have you done? We're not really blaming him, right? I never would have figured you'd have a nerve, boy. Drop the eyewitness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out. It couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means that blood from the first crime was wiped away. By the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry the body away, and clean up the blood. Fortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Evidence room. Let's take a look at the chart again. So it's the person of 7. Yeah, so we knew that. There's only one other card number remaining, 77777. So a well-lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. Oh. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Whose number is 77777? That's 1 too many, Your Honor. I really think that it's Damon Gant. He's 65? Fair enough. Because, like, think about it. It can't be Meekins. We know his ID badge. We know Goodman's. It can't have been Marshall's. Coffin Queen doesn't have an ID card anymore. Lana doesn't have one, right? Oh wait, Lana would. But, okay, realistically speaking, we know it can't be Lana, because we're defending her. So it has to be Gant. Yeah, actually, no, it has to be Gant. The only other person would be Angel Star, but I mean, that wouldn't make sense. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look into the owner of that card. At least, at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777. Yeah, belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire such a person's ID. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we could be granted such authority. An official charge formed against the executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor office operates. It's fine. Edgeworth's fine. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked into her ID number. And it's not... Well, okay. Literally, going off of that then, it has to be Gann. It has to be Gann. We know this. Don't play with me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing about the incident. The asinine incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Oh. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Oh dear. Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in the crime, in the eye and say you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. You don't have to, Officer Marshall. What? Why wouldn't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. Oh dear. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. Oh, Lana, you idiot. You idiot! So surely Lana gets arrested anyway. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order, 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 order! Lana's remark caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Yeah, so we still got another day anyway. Oh my god. Yikes. Well, I mean, that's a perfect time to end. 2 hours, 13 minutes. I mean, it's 3 o'clock in the morning for me. That's fun. We love that. Time to get like 6 hours sleep. Anyway, right. I am going to end it there, funnily enough, Paloma, because it is very late. But wow, that was a heavy one. A lot happened there. We got very lost, but we made it there. What we figured out is that Marshall was the one who was pretending to be Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, and he was trying to solve the case of his dead brother, essentially. Well, the killer. And now Lana has admitted to forging evidence. So that ain't looking good for Lana. All we've worked out is we've incriminated Lana more and more. But hopefully in the next trial, well, it'll be an investigation, but hopefully, I'm assuming it'll be 2 more streams worth. It'll be 1 more doing investigating probably, and 1 more doing the actual trial, and then I think we'll be done. That's fine. Six hours, yeah, that's honestly, yeah, I have 6 hours to work, and then it's like a 9-hour shift. No, 8 hours, I lied. But yeah. Hopefully, I will see you in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here and you watch this in the future. If not, you know, just join the Discord, wherever it helps with notifications and stuff. But yeah. Apart from that, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Good night, Paloma. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I don't get AI stuff from, but yeah, fair. Literally, I need more sleep. I just don't get it because I stream. So that's something. Anyway.